Namaste. My name is Vivek, Govekar, and welcome to the Kundalini podcast. That was Zen, this is Tao. Today I'm going to talk about kriyas. Kriyas are involuntary contortions of the body. This is the most bizarre and weird aspect, even while you're going through the process, is to have these kriyas start happening automatically. The one thing I need to emphasize about the kundalini energy, once it begins its work on the body, as I have said before, it is autonomous. That means the energy moves inside you, up and down, without any prompting from you. It is doing its own work. And that's a little disconcerting at times, in the beginning especially, because you're not used to any sensation that is anything remotely similar to that. I mean, if you have back spasms, if you have had some kind of a twitching in your muscles, that's different, and you know how that happens. But this is more like something in your spine is wiggling. And that wiggling never stops. You are always aware of it in your waking hours, and you need to have your posture, straight without any slouching for that process to go on correctly. You require a lot of maintenance exercise. You need to keep your back straight. You need to be in certain positions. Sitting down for too long is not good. You need to exercise, keep your body very limber. And that is why yoga recommends positions. The yoga that is seen in popular culture is just position after position after position, and that is why those positions need to be done, to be performed. Most people do it for fitness, and yes, you're going to be supremely fit. Any activity done towards the kundalini process is going to make you sharper, better. Meditation is going to make you mentally sharper. Yoga poses are going to make you physically better. Your consciousness, your well-being, the actions that you follow, if you follow a particular path that keeps you on moral behavior, that's going to make you a better person. So all that works towards the kundalini process. But when the process begins, the kriyas are happening so that the energy can go through all parts of your body. Now, our body is a vast network of energy conduits. These are called nadis. Now, these nadis they say there are 72,000 in number. And the chakras are propellers that move the energy through the nadis. These nadis are exactly the same as the acupuncture system, the diagram of energy conduits shown in the acupuncture system. And the needles that go in are actually breaking energy vortexes and blockages and clearing them and allow the smooth flow of energy. This energy, chi or prana or kundalini or the Holy Spirit or vital energy, is flowing in small amounts in everyone's body. With an awakening where the energy starts flowing on its own, then it jumps into high gear, and then it's a different kind of movement. It's more towards cleansing your entire spirit, your entire being. Previously, the energy was just working on your functioning, just regular functioning of your body and its parts. Now it's working on something higher. So kriyas are its way of getting the energy to move through different parts of the body and to get them cleansed. What is it cleansing? What are these blockages? These are blockages of an emotional nature, of a mental nature, something that has happened to you in your entire life that has made you the person that you are, and has kept you bound in a state of limitedness. Because a blockage, if emotionally you cannot move beyond the death of a loved one, and that has kept you in a state of grieving, it takes some kind of a cleansing, the same thing that a psychotherapist would do in a clinical setting, but the energy is doing in a much more efficient way, and removing that trauma, ridding you of all the after effects of whatever that blockage was. Now, this experience is traumatic when it is happening to you, which is why when the energy removes a blockage, that memory is brought vividly to your mind. And sometimes that can be very traumatic, and dealing with those emotions becomes very difficult in the initial parts of your kundalini awakening. That leads to a state called the dark night of the soul, meaning the person goes from a normal human being one day to someone that acts in a very erratic manner. But this is just the kundalini discarding trauma, and to create a better person, it needs to make you go through those kind of those kind of agitations of the mind. The more you latch on to those emotions that are trying to get out, the more you become involved in those emotions, agitated by them. The more witnessing you bring to it and detachment you bring to it, the easier and more smooth the process goes by. But kriyas are contortions created by the energy trying to pass and remove all these blockages. And yes, it looks very funny, but that's why the yoga practice comes in handy. If your body is limber enough and can perform those actions as the energy requires it to perform, your process is going to be smoother. If you are not a yoga practitioner or a very physical active person and the energy awakens, you do not know how to cope with that because your body is not geared to cope with this kind of an onslaught. So that is the significance of kriyas in the kundalini process. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Thank you very much for watching. Namaste.